Salute, salute, salute. I just wanted to do a real quick post-fight video. Uh, David Benavidez, El Bandera Rojo, the Mexican Monster, versus Caleb Sweet Hands Plant. That fight went pretty much what I expected, minus the knockout. I really thought that David Benavidez most likely would get a knockout, but there was a possibility that he wouldn't get a knockout because Caleb Plant is a tough customer. And he's been in there with, the best of the best as far as his fight with Saul Canelo Alvarez. Even though he got knocked out, he almost went the distance. So, like I said, that fight went to what I expected it to do, minus a knockout. Caleb Plant, what I felt like he was missing in his arsenal or in his toolbox that would have changed the events, the ultimate end result. I think what he would have needed in his game plan was the ability to walk David Benavidez down in a few of those rounds. A lot of people were talking about his skills versus David Benavidez not having skills. And his boxing was more of a slick style. But it was, to me, Caleb Plant predominantly fights on his back foot, and he has to be moving around. And he has a great footwork. He has great footwork in his skills and his arsenal. But at the same time, when you take a page out of Floyd Money Mayweather's book, he was a slick style fighter, but when he was fighting against somebody that had power, eventually he would be on his back foot to befuddle you. Then he would draw a line and he would fight you in the center of the ring and stand his ground. And once he was able to stand his ground, he would start to actually walk you down. You know what I'm saying? Methodically. And he would bring down his volume of punches, but his punches would be sharp and his defense would be sharp. And then he would start to walk you down and push you back and keep you on your heels. And I never seen Caleb Plant do that. You know what I'm saying? He always, to me, was on his back foot. So for him to give David Benavidez respect, I thought a few rounds, especially from round like 5, 6, and 7, he should have already gotten to a position to where he was walking David Benavidez down. And the reason why I thought he wouldn't be able to do that was because David Benavidez's size and his strength. And I felt like his reach would prevent Caleb Plant from being able to do that. So the attributes that David Benavidez has that I thought would eventually catch up and overwhelm Caleb Plant, they pretty much did. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, David Benavidez, young, strong, long jab, good attack to the body. Caleb Plant starts to slow down in the second half of the fight. He's getting hit with big shots. His face gets busted up and he starts to fade, which I thought would ultimately end in a knockout. His strategy to me was more of, clinching. He showed a lot of heart. He would get off a lot of, combination shots, but he wasn't doing a lot of damage. As far as David Benavidez not getting off a whole lot of shots, but his shots that land, they take their toll. They take your power down. So when you want to move like this and you punching in those combinations that you punching on, but you're not hurting him, you're not slowing him down, but you starting to slow down, you're not standing your ground, you're not walking him down, you constantly got to stay moving, stay on your back foot. And then you gas out, no matter what your conditioning is. Because I think Caleb Plant probably got top-notch conditioning with Coach Larry Wade and, Breadman. It's just the fact that his style against most people on his level, he's going to beat. But the little bit of a higher level, you're talking about guys that got that kind of power where they don't have to land a whole lot of punches, but they punches will zap your energy and take your energy from you. You know what I'm saying? Those guys right there, they can take him into the deep waters and then they can drown him. So a lot of heart showed by Caleb Plant. I take my hat off to him. it looked like to me post-fight, he was really, he talked a lot of mess leading up into this fight. But it seemed like to me after he got defeated, he was the one that was really trying to, show the respect and Caleb Plant to me seemed like a type of fighter that he fights. Not I don't want to say he fights without confidence. He has a lot of confidence, but at the end of the day, look, nothing bad to say about Caleb Plant. I like his style. I like the fact that even he'll even fight tougher competition, and even if he comes up just a little bit short, he still finds ways to get moral victories and keep persistent and because that's life. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna not always win, but you always got to find a way to keep elevating and keep getting better and better. But for the shit he was talking going into this fight, he just wasn't able to back it all the way up to some of his. I feel like he backed it up exactly what he was going to do, even when he fought Canelo. To me, Caleb Plant just, even though he talks a talk, it's always a little bit of, anticipation of him being able to have a moral victory. Like even with Breadman before the fight, the way Breadman was talking at the press conference, it was kind of like, yeah, we climbing an uphill mountain, and if we don't make it to the top, we'll still find a way. He didn't say these words, but that's what I got from it. We climbing an uphill mountain, and if we don't make it to the top, at least we tried. But we got to try real hard, and we got to see it. It was kind of like Caleb Plant always talks, even if he's real confident, he still kind of talks like, the mindset of second place. Some people shit on second place. I don't shit on second place. But his mentality is always kind of in the second place mode, which is not saying that anything negative. Anyways, I ain't gonna make this video long. Just the fight went how I thought, minus a knockout. David Benavidez calling out Canelo. I never really thought that he was going to be able to beat Canelo, but maybe he has learned something from this fight that put him in a better position against Canelo in the future if they line up that fight. But I hope to see him go against like Demetrius Andrade or Charlo. You know what I'm saying? But it was a great fight, pretty much what I expected, minus the knockout. That's all I got. Like I said, Caleb Plant, the only thing he was missing in his arsenal, looking at his fights, and a lot of these slick boxers who want to be slick and always on their toes, one thing they don't do that I seen Mayweather do, who's like one of the slickest boxers, known for his defensive hit, not get hit, the sweet science. Part of the sweet science, skills on the back foot, cool. Defensive, cool. But Mayweather had the ability as a complete fighter to fight any style, and he would know sometimes when to stand the ground, when to be on his back foot, and when to walk you down. And Caleb Plant never had the ability to walk down David Benavidez, which would have slowed down the pace, which would have gave him the ability to save some of his energy, and he wouldn't have faded the way he faded. But he had to have more power behind his shots, and then you're going against a big puncher like David Benavidez. So, might have been the same outcome, but I doubt it. I think Caleb Plant would have been more successful if he knew how to, also do more of a walk you down behind the shoulder roll type of a style, or even behind a high guard to a certain extent, because David Benavidez might not have been able to get off some of those body shots if he would have had a high guard that was nice and strong, and then walking him down behind the jab. Anyways, that's my thoughts. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Nocturnal Thoughts, man. Salute, salute, salute. Bow.